Hey there everybody, it's time to talk about WrestleMania weekend, which means the first thing that we need to break down is NXT Takeover New Orleans. Tony Mango here, going to give you some predictions of what is going to go down on that pay-per-view, which is sure to be amazing based off of previous Takeover events. Always killing it over there, they're probably going to do the same here. But let's start off with a match that technically kind of isn't part of the event, which is the unsanctioned match between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. In this match, if Tommaso Ciampa wins, Johnny Gargano is banned from NXT for good, no more popping up and interfering in anything that he's got going on. However, if Johnny Gargano wins, then Johnny Wrestling is back to wrestling in NXT. He's got his job back, all is well in the world, and all the fans can cheer. So, that pretty much gets us into a situation where Johnny Gargano has to win this match, because otherwise he would be moving up to the main roster, and it seems a little weird that Tommaso Ciampa would stay in NXT, Gargano would go to the main roster, and they wouldn't be able to continue this feud going forward. Nor does it seem like it's likely in any kind of capacity that they're just going to stop fighting each other and become friends again. So put your bets on Johnny Gargano coming out on top. He lost to Almas because of Ciampa, and this is going to be the payback for that. We also have a twofold type of match here, where it is not only just the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals, but it is also for the NXT Tag Team Championship. We have a triple threat match coming up, the Undisputed Era versus the Authors of Pain versus Roderick Strong and the United Kingdom Champion Pete Dunne. Little caveat here, the Undisputed Era should have been Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly the way that they normally are. However, Bobby Fish's injury is making it so Adam Cole is stepping in as he's part of the stable, typical Freebird rule in that kind of a scenario. So, with the Authors of Pain being champions in the past and essentially being to a point where they should be moving up to the main roster, we can roll them out. We also have Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. They're not necessarily a tag team, but they've been put together for some reason, possibly because WWE doesn't want them to not be on the card, but they're not really sure what else to do with them, and there's not enough room to get them into a match by themselves or anything like that. You can kind of speculate whatever you want to go with here, but it seems like the smart play is for the Undisputed Era to retain these titles, because if they are going to be down a member, at least if they hold those championships, they're still going to seem like they're pretty relevant. And if you're talking about relevancy, the fact that Adam Cole is going to be pulling double duty is something we have to pay attention to, because not only is there a chance that he walks away with the tag team titles, he could also be the first ever North American champion. We're going to crown the inaugural champion here, the ladder match between 6 different people in a 6-pack challenge to crown that championship. EC3, Adam Cole himself, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, the Velveteen Dream, and Ricochet are all going to be vying for that title. And in a ladder match, anything can happen for the most part, as well as people who are booked very strong not winning, which means Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan aren't necessarily the shoe-ins that they might normally be in any kind of a normal match. We can rule out Adam Cole in the sense that it would be strange for him to hold 2 titles at the same time, and the fact that they could potentially keep those tag team titles makes it a little bit harder to buy into the fact that he can win this one too. So then that brings us down to those main 3 other people: Ricochet, Velveteen Dream, and EC3. And if you have an indication of who's going to win between those 3, well, then you aren't me, because I cannot pick between them, and I keep going back and forth all the time. It's hard to say. All 3 of them are on equal footing. Ricochet could win because he has the momentum of being a new person, but so could EC3. EC3 is the heel, and he can win just because it's easier to keep a heel as a champion and go with those storylines, but so is Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream could be getting a lot of recommendations from his previous matches and all of his work recently that has been fantastic. So if I had to pick between all 3 of those, or essentially all 6 of them, Velveteen Dream is just a hair above the rest of them, but don't count out Ricochet, EC3, or potentially the 3 other competitors as well. Ember Moon is scheduled to defend the NXT Women's Championship against Shayna Baszler, and Ember Moon is going to lose the NXT Women's Championship to Shayna Baszler. The last time that they had their encounter, Shayna Baszler essentially wiped the floor with her, and Moon just got by with the skin of her teeth And this time around, it's not going to be the same deal. Shayna Baszler has been treated as if she is virtually unstoppable in a lot of different ways. And it's a strange scenario where if she were to lose again, that credibility would go out the window. Ember Moon has had a long enough title reign that it's not going to make her look too weak to lose, especially to somebody like Baszler. So put all chips in on Baszler for this one to win with a submission or the referee stopping the match, even if it comes down to that. And finally, the NXT Championship is on the line. Andrade Cien Almas, accompanied by Zelina Vega, against Aleister Black, who has been pretty much a golden boy for WWE, virtually undefeated throughout his career, and that is going to continue here as well. Andrade Cien Almas in a similar position to Ember Moon. He has had the title long enough that he can lose it here and not look weak, especially because he is the heel, and Aleister Black is somebody who has an impressive record. So it'll be a tough fight for Aleister Black, but he will come out on top. He will win the NXT Championship, and we are going to continue with him as the champion and the head of the brand going forward. So those are my picks for who's going to win at NXT Takeover New Orleans. But if you disagree or if you agree, drop a comment below and tell us what you think. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more, and we will see you next time, everybody. This is Tony Mango for Sportskeeda, signing out.